This is my son Dino Kai. This is my greatest investment. The reason I want to show you this young man is because I took him out of school after teacher bullying and I saw him get so low, but I knew how high he could get. This is my best friend. He's not my school friend, although I'm one of his teachers, as is his mum, and he knows that I'm not his school friend. But when you educate your child, you get to know them so well. And you'll see them grow in confidence more than any teacher could give them in school. People always think that they're going to be socially retarded. And this is one of the most confident young people that I know. He's more confident than me. We walk into a restaurant and they'll ask him if they've got a Samsung charger and then go and just stick it in. If we're in the street and he wants to use a toilet, he's not one of those young guys who's going to go in the street. He'll walk into a restaurant and say, "Where's your toilet?" and bowl in there and use it. So my key thing is for fathers to enable their sons, because the problems that we're seeing socially are that sometimes father absence, but just not enabling them to be exactly who they can be. And my thing is, my greatest joy outside of any business or any social events that I can have is seeing him grow as a man. Who do you want to be?
I want to be an artist and I want to be a great leader that will get a lot of money.
And the craziest thing is, when I was 9 years old, everything that he is what I wanted to be. I didn't know how to articulate it because I didn't really have anybody to articulate it with. And I would read all the time. And at his age, I would get migraines because there was no outlet for it. And where I'd be frustrated by school or by parents and not able to follow outlets, I'd become angry. And it would manifest itself in the migraines because I wasn't the guy who was going to hit out in the house. Possibly at school, but in the house, I'd internalize it. And all of these things I wanted to circumvent with him because there's no way that I was going to duplicate any of my experiences. As men, they're supposed to learn from where we are now, not from our journey of where we've been. We know where we've been. It's like when we seen the video with the young man who was stopped by the police. If we want to stop these things from happening to our children, our role is to be their teachers, mentors, and I'm not talking about taking them out of school. I'm talking about being present. But as a community of men, we're supposed to be present for more than just our sons. There's guys that if you love your son, you can see a son in somebody else's and you can do for them. You see the questions that they ask, and especially guys who are doing things themselves. And I'm not taking anybody who has a 9-to-5 job out of the equation either. There are young men who will possibly look up to you, and there's a role that you can play within the village, because we haven't. And now you see these organisations like Manhood Academy, ICANN, and Ultra.
And Leadership Academy, YWLA. It's a black leadership academy for black young boys to become leaders.
Which is where he attends.
And they do workshops, and I go there every Saturday. And it's very fun. They have a South London one and North West London one. And they have basically ones all over London.
There you go. Leadership Academy.